once again. We have 2 more presentations before the break. Let us move now to Italy. The next speaker represents the European Institute of Oncology based in Milan. Let's see the video first. European Institute of Oncology, and that was their promo video. And now to the topic of the next presentation. Some genes are scientific celebrities, well studied and widely cited, while others belong to the Ignorome, expressed but largely overlooked. Francesco Pileri will take us through his ups and downs during the PhD journey into the depths of the Ignorome. Please welcome Francesco Pileri. Please join me on stage and let's connect with your fan base in Milan. Oh, excellent. You have a great support. Enjoy your 4 minutes.
Are you tired of always studying the same genes? Don't you find it strange that there are so many genes in the genome, and yet we always end up studying the same few ones? Well, if you are bored like them, today you're in luck, because we are about to go into the Ignorome. What is the Ignorome, you ask? Ignoromes are quantitative meta-analysis of the knowledge inside any given field. And what comes out from this analysis is always the same. There's a small fraction of genes which enjoy roughly 50% of the literature coverage inside a field, while many are left alone and uncharacterized. You might ask, is there any biological difference between these 2 groups of genes? Well, Ignorome analysis tells you that it's really difficult to find one, with the biggest one being the age of discovery, with more popular genes having been discovered earlier. So come study the Ignorome, and remember, the relevance is unknown, but the novelty is guaranteed. So, this was me at the beginning of my PhD roughly 4 years ago, and now that I finally defended and I'm here with you, I will share my journey through the Ignorome. My journey started with protein kinases, a family of roughly 500 genes which control a myriad of biological processes. And you might be thinking, well, exactly for this reason, they must be extremely well studied in an intense area of drug development. And you will be correct. But actually, today I'll show you that they also fit very well with the concept of the Ignorome. In fact, when you take data on kinase inhibitors, you can see that by combining FDA-approved kinase inhibitors, either in the clinic or in development, they only target 30% of the human kinome. Additionally, as reported by the dark kinome knowledge base, roughly 1/3 of the human kinome is indeed dark and uncharacterized. And if we look at literature coverage data on protein kinases, we can see that researchers' favorite kinases have largely stayed the same over the last, let's say, 70 years. So, with this in mind, my approach to study ignored kinases was to set up a marker-based CRISPR screening. The logic behind these screenings is to focus on a biologically relevant molecules which is induced in response to a stimulus of interest. As a system, I use macrophages activated with different stimuli to diverging inflammatory phenotypes. I infected the cells with a library of small guide RNA, which I designed to target all kinases. And I identified the suitable markers that could be sorted by flow cytometry according to the fluorescence level in order to identify positive and negative regulators of the pathway under analysis. So, coming back to this screen, you will expect that my goal was to work on that side of the graph. But, you know, running a genetic screen is easier said than done, and actually took me a lot of time, but in the end, I was extremely happy when I finally got my results. And I was extremely happy to see that in my results, there were some ignored genes. Indeed, I was able to find them. And so I was extremely excited, but what now? What now? There were close to zero literature associated to these genes, and I knew that. There were no well-established reagents targeting these genes. Some lacked even basic antibodies, validated antibodies. And I knew about this, but I didn't completely consider this at the beginning. Some of the hits were not even functioning kinases. So this was getting hard, and my PhD time was running out. And you know what they say. So I had to make a change. And this was this guy up here, which indeed it was a very, 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 very popular gene. And this guy was unexpected to see him there. Truth to be told, it was impossible to ignore him. And so, in the end, this is how my PhD ended up working exactly when I was trying to run away from. And I guess this is the lesson I learned during my PhD. Thank you for your time.